Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about internet search operators. So what are internet search operators? Well, these are tricks that you can use in the Google search bar. And why would you use them? Well, ultimately they help you find things quicker and easier. Just a reminder that this is your Google search bar and it's where you search for things on the internet. A typical search on the internet results in millions of hits. And if your search terms are too broad, it can take a lot of time to go through websites to find what you're looking for. In my example here, I searched for pictures of France, and that resulted in 1.4 billion hits. That's way too many websites and pictures for me to look for and look through to find the one that I'm looking for. So I need to do something about that. One thing that I can do is use the plus search operator. Using the plus sign will decrease the number of hits that I get. This plus sign acts like the word and when I put it between two words. One tip for all of these search operators is to not put a space between the plus sign and your second search term or your second word. Here's what it looks like. Before I added my plus sign, I searched for pictures of France and I got 1.4 billion hits. After, I searched for pictures of France plus cafe. That resulted in about 36,000 hits. That is a lot less hits than 1.4 billion. Please note that I did not put a space between the plus sign and the word cafe. The minus sign search operator will also decrease the number of hits in my search. The minus sign acts like the words and not. Again, you will not want to put a space between the minus sign and your second search term. Here's an example. So before I searched for best apps for password manager, and that resulted in 166 million hits. That's a lot of hits. Then I searched best apps password manager minus iPhone, which also reads as best apps password manager and not iPhone. And now I have 75 million hits. It's still a lot of hits, but I cut my hits in about half. Again, there's no space between the minus sign and the iPhone. If either the plus or the minus don't narrow your search down enough, you can either combine them or use the same one more than once. Here's an example of combining the minus and the plus. So you remember when I searched for best apps for password manager minus iPhone, it resulted in 75 million hits, which is still a lot. When I narrowed it down by adding best apps password manager minus iPhone plus free, I now get 9,940 hits. So I really narrowed it down. Please remember the spacing rules apply. I can also use two plus signs to narrow my search down even more. If you remember, I searched for pictures of France plus cafe. That resulted in 36,000 hits. If I want to make my search even narrower, I can search for pictures of France plus cafe plus la durée. My search goes down to 11,000 hits. Again, remember the spacing rules. Now it's your time to practice.